Welcome to our 31st education session. Today's topic is subject matter of arbitration pertaining to section 9 of Arbitration and Conciliation Act. So today's ADR news, we all know that Singapore Convention on International Mediation, that is turning 2 years by September 9th. So India, being the partner right from the beginning, they are yet to ratify the convention and they are going to ratify this. That is a good news. Also, they are in the process of enacting a law on commercial mediation. So, with this prelude, let us start our today's session. So, today the takeaway, it's about subject matter of arbitration as per section 9(1) of Arbitration and Conciliation Act. Also, we'll briefly discuss about FAQs. FAQs you might have seen in the government body's website. Whether these FAQs are they legally binding? So that also we will see. These two things we will discuss today. So first we will see subject matter of arbitration agreement. We know that section 9 subclass 1 2A of the Arbitration and Conciliation Act, with this we can approach the court to pass on interim measure. So this will happen prior to the appointment of arbitrators or even during the arbitration process, even after the arbitration award also we can approach the court for the interim measure. So in this we will see particularly this section 9 subclass 1 2A. What it says, the court is having the power to pass interim measure of protection for the preservation, interim custody or sale of any goods which are the subject matter of the arbitration agreement. So we will see what is that subject matter of the arbitration agreement. So the section, it reads as follows. Interim measures, etc. by court. But it says a party may before or during arbitral proceedings or at any time after making the arbitral award, but before it is enforced in accordance with section 36, apply to a court for the appointment of a guardian for a minor or a person of unsound mind for the purpose of arbitral proceeding. Number 2, that is what we are going to discuss. For an interim measure of protection in respect of any of the following matters, namely the preservation, interim custody or sale of any goods which are the subject matter of the arbitration agreement. So this is what the Act says. Okay, so let us review a case law so that we'll come to get the grip of the matter. So here the case law, Tar Camps Private Limited versus Indus River Cruises Private Limited. Delhi High Court, single judge, decided on 7th of June 2021. So the petitioner is a operation and maintenance company. So the petitioner and the first respondent had entered into a vessel operation and management agreement. We all know that what is operation and management. Management agreement for certain vessels, ships. Okay, so the ships they belong to another party. They are third and fourth respondent in this case. So the first respondent is Indus River. They got leased those vessels, and in turn, the first respondent, they entered into the petitioner for the vessel operation and maintenance. So this is the case. Now, there is a dispute about payments. There are some payments overdue from the first respondent. And of course, there is an arbitration agreement. Hence, arbitration proceedings started. The petitioner, as per the act, he approached the court for interim measure to recover the overdue payments by way of recovering the vessel itself. So that is what they wanted. Okay, so as I mentioned before, the petitioner or the respondent, they don't have any right on the vessel. They were under chartered agreement, bareboat charter agreements with the third and fourth respondents. So the petitioner, they were pleading under Section 9 that to recover their payment, only way is to secure and restrain the removal of vessels from Indian waters. That is what they are pleading here. Okay, now the court in the judgment, not in the judgment, in the order, because for the interim measure, there is no judgment, it is only order. You all know that. So what they have mentioned is that they have categorically stated what is the subject matter in an arbitration. So they said subject matter cannot be understood as the property involved. In this case, the ship or vessel. So the subject matter cannot be understood as the property involved, but has to be understood with respect to the relief claimed and the cause of action. So here, what is the cause of action? Operation and maintenance. And the payment due for the operation and maintenance services. So the court further stated 3 vessels were not the subject matter of the maintenance agreement. Vessels operation and maintenance agreement. And the subject matter was only the operation and maintenance services to be provided by the petitioner. So therefore, that is the subject matter, not the property. There was no right or interest in the vessels which was transferred by way of VOMA. Also, they stated the vessels were not even owned by the first respondent against whom relief was sought. And the fourth and fifth respondent, they are not in the agreement itself. They had independent rights to repossess the vessels. So here, the clarity is when we go to the court regarding sale of any subject matter or protection of any subject matter, we should be clear about what is the subject matter. So the subject matter is not the property, but it should be with respect to the relief what we are claiming and the cause of action. So that we should understand before approaching court under Section 9 regarding the subject matter of arbitration. So hope it is clear. So next one, you might have seen FAQs even in the MSME website also. you can see there is an elaborate FAQs, about 50 points they have given about the Facilitation Council, Samadhan. There are so many clarifications they have given. Are they legally binding? So that is the point of discussion now. Even you can see any government website, there will be FAQs. Let us see what the code says. So now let us take MSME's Samadhan portal. MSME Samadhan portal, it has question number 38 and it expressly states no limitation is applicable in arbitration by council. We know that arbitration under the Arbitration and Conciliation Act, it is subject to Limitation Act. Whereas MSME Act, it doesn't say anything, but MSME website in their FAQs, it says no limitation is applicable in arbitration by council. Whether it is valid or not, we will see a case law. Silpi Industries and others versus Kerala State Road Transport Corporation. Supreme Court decided case law 29th of June 2021. It is a very recent case law. And we have seen this particular case on another session also. That is regarding whether registration is mandatory or not. The same case. It is a very landmark judgment. Anyway, let us not go into that. We will see this particular issue. So here, that question number 38 was discussed in detail, whether limitation is applicable or not. Here, normally what we will think, okay, government website, they have given the FAQs, they have given question and they have answered. So that should be, we will rely on that. Relying on that, we will do certain action. But Supreme Court has observed differently. It is a word of caution for us. We should not rely on the FAQs given in the government website. We should see only the BAR Act, whatever it says, or the decided case laws. We'll see what the court said. So there are two issues. Number one, whether the provision of Indian Limitation Act 1963 are applicable to arbitration proceedings initiated under Section 18(3) of MSME Act. Second issue, whether counterclaim is maintainable in such arbitration proceedings. We know that in the conventional Arbitration and Conciliation Act, in the arbitration proceeding, counterclaim is maintainable. But here, whether it is maintainable or not, these two issues were brought up. And court said, in the first issue regarding the limitation, a combined reading of Section 43 of the Limitation Act 1963 and Section 18, Subclass 3 of the MSME Act 2006 make it evident that Limitation Act 1963 is applicable to the arbitration proceedings under Section 18, Subclass 3 of the MSMED Act. Therefore, we should not rely completely on the FAQs given in the website. And the second issue, it was held that when there is a provision for filing counterclaim and set off, which is expressly inserted in Section 23 of the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996, there is no reason for curtailing the right of respondent for making counterclaim or set off in proceedings before the Facilitation Council. So these two things came out of the judgment. So finally, it is a clear warning for us. We should not rely on the website content, particularly the government website content. We have to verify before acting on that. So with this, I conclude today's session.